In this lesson, we will talk about circle basics, but before we do that, I would like to show you a short video. So please read the introduction, and then we will watch a short video on how different circles can help us in everyday life. So please take a minute and read this slide. Okay, so there should be another video ready for you to see. In case it's not, go ahead and open a browser on the computer, type in @talk manhole and go. It should be the first video that appears. Please click on that. It's a 3-minute video that I'd like you to see. Okay, so that was an interesting video lesson. And now let's move on to our lesson, which is about different segments and lines in a circle. So the first segment we're going to talk about is the chord. So there are 2 examples that show different chords, and there are 2 examples that show you different segments and lines that are not chords. Please use these examples to come up with a definition for a chord. Pause the video and discuss with your shoulder partner what a chord is. Why are these chords and why are these not chords? Okay, so A, B, C, D, E, F, H, G, and I, J are chords because they are segments of specific length, and the endpoints of these segments belong to the circle. HG is a diameter. See how the endpoints of this diameter are on the circle? So HG is also a chord. It is a segment or fixed length, and the endpoints are on the circle. PQ is not a chord since one of the endpoints is the center. It should be on the circle. BD is not a chord since B is not on the circle. Line U or W is not a chord since it's a line. A chord has a specific length. Let's move on to the next slide. What are secants? Again, these are examples of secants, and these are examples of what secants are not. So try to use these keywords line and intersect to come up with a definition for a secant. Discuss that with your shoulder partner, so please pause the video. So secants are lines that intersect the circle in 2 different points. So a secant is a line, whereas a chord is a segment. So we can say segment EF is a chord, but line EF is a secant. Line DC intersect the circle in 2 different points. Now remember, this center is not on the circle, so we can't say that DC intersect the circle in 3 different points because the center is inside the circle. It's just like an imaginary point. So DC are the ones that are on the circles. AB is also a line. It's a secant that intersects the circle in 2 different points. This is not a secant. It's something else that we will talk about in a minute. RS is a chord. It's a segment. It is not a line. TU does not even intersect the circle. That's why it's not a secant. So a secant is a line that intersects the circle in 2 different points, and the endpoints over here, they create a chord. So DC is a chord, segment AB is a chord, and so on. Now, what are tangents? So these examples show examples of tangents. These are not examples of tangents, so please use the keywords line intersects to come up with a definition for a tangent on your own. Please talk to your shoulder partner and pause the video. Why are these tangents? Why are these not tangents? Line EF, line CD, and segment AG are tangents to circle O. I just want you to notice how we name a circle. We name a circle by its center, and that is the shape that we use to represent a circle. So since the center is center O, so then we call this circle circle O. Now a tangent is a line that intersects the circle at one point, and we call this point the point of tangency. B is the point of tangency. C is the point of tangency. Now this is not written on your paper, so please add this definition to your paper. What is the point of tangency? It's where the line intersect the circle. Basically the tangent intersect the circle. So a tangent is a line that intersects the circle at one point. It could be also a segment. So it intersects the circle at one point. This is not a tangent, it's a secant. This is a radius. This is a line that does not intersect the circle, so it is not a tangent, it is not a secant. This segment is not a chord. Now, let's move on and look at your reference sheet. So, you all know what a center and a radius are. You all now understand what a chord, what a secant, what a tangent are. Please write down what the point of tangency is. It's where the tangent intersect the circle. So point F, B, and C are called point of tangency. Now there's another word that is mentioned on your reference sheet that we did not cover, and that's congruent circles and concentric circles. So what are concentric circles? If you take a closer look at those two circles, these are two circles that have the same center. So we call these concentric circles. To differentiate between them and to tell the circle from the other, we say that this is circle C with radius CB, and we call this circle C with radius CA. So basically this whole lesson is about the proper definition and proper naming and notations that we need to use to label different things. So for a circle, we use this shape, and we now understand what a chord, what a secant, and what a tangent are. Now, we didn't cover this in our slides, so please take a minute to read this page and figure out what the three types of arcs are. We have semicircle, minor arc, and major arc. So please read those definitions and try to figure out and underline what describe them. Take a minute, pause the video, and read this page. Okay, so what's the difference between those three types of arcs? The semicircle is half a circle. It's basically the measurement of the semicircle is 180. We use three different letters to name the semicircle. So basically in this case, we call A, PD, so arc. So the notation for arc is this like small thing on top of the APD. So to name a semicircle or a major arc, we need three different points. So a semicircle is 180 degrees, a minor arc is less than 180, and the major arc is more than 180. So in this case, PAD is a major arc. We use three different letters to name the major arc. We use three different letters to name the semicircle, and we use only two different letters to name the minor arc. So basically, make sure that you understand the definition and how to use different notations to name different arcs. Now please put a whiteboard in front of you and answer those questions on your whiteboard. Check with your shoulder partner. Okay, let's look at the first example. Name this circle. Please write the answer on your whiteboard and check with your shoulder partner. We call this circle circle M, and we use this notation to represent the circle. And we use the center to name the circle. Let's move on to question number 2. Name 3 different radii. Again, write it on your whiteboard and check with your shoulder partner. Now, The radius has a specific length, so it should be noted as a segment. So we can say that segment KM is a radius, segment MD is a radius, segment ZM is a radius. Did I miss anything? So I have 3 different radii in this case. Let's move on to question number 3. Name a diameter. Now again, pause the video, check with your shoulder partner, write it on your whiteboard, and then play the video. Now a diameter, just like a radius, has specific length, so the notation should be the notation of a segment, and the diameter is basically a chord that goes through the center. So in this case, the diameter is ZD. That's the only diameter I see. Let's move on to question 4. Name 4 minor arcs. Now remember, a minor arc has a measurement less than 180, and we use 2 different letters to name the minor arc. And we use this symbol on top of the 2 letters we use. So go ahead and name 4 different minor arcs. So I can see minor arc ZK. I can see minor arc KD. I can see minor arc CD. And I can see minor arc CZ. Do you see anything else? That's it. Now let's move on to question number 5. Name 2 semicircles. Now remember, we use 3 different letters to name the semicircle, so 3 different letters, and the semicircle has the measurement of 180 degrees. So what are the 2 semicircles? I can see ZKD, that's a semicircle, and I can see ZCD as my second semicircle. Now if you name it like DCZ, that's okay. If you name this DKZ, that's okay. But the endpoints, D and Z, should be your semicircle. So whether you go this way or you go this way, it's the same thing. Now let's move on to question number 6. Name a major arc with endpoints Z and K. Now remember, a major arc has the measurement of more than 180 degrees, and we use 3 different letters to name it. So name a major arc. Okay, so I know it's going to be more than 180, so I can name it as ZCK. I can name it as ZDK. So I named 3 different letters to name the major arc. So I can say ZCK, or the other way, KCZ, or I can say ZDK. That's a major arc, and the other way too, KDZ. Now let's move on to question number 7. Name a tangent. Now remember, the tangent could be either a segment or a line and intersects the circle in only one point, and we call that point the point of tangency. So in this case, I see line KL, or I can say segment KL. Now let's move on to question 8. Name a secant. In this case, the secant is a line that intersects the circle in 2 different points, and I see line ZC. Now let's move on to the last slide. What have you learned? So I would like you to draw a circle on your whiteboard. Draw and label the following on your circle: radius OA, chord BA, and diameter CA. So let's say that this is a circle. I can see that they're saying OA, and A is a point on the circle. That's a terrible circle. Just give me 1 second. Let me fix that. Again, no. Let me fix this. There you go. This is a good circle. Okay, so This is center O, and I can tell that A is on the circle. Chord BA, so BA, that's a chord. And they said diameter CA. There you go. Could BA be somewhere else? Because A, they all intersect in the same point, so that's the only way. It's a chord that is not a diameter. Okay, so let's look at your homework. This page is going to be your homework. Now remember, the main goal of this lesson is to know the proper notation on how to write the segments and the circles and the arcs. So it's not a difficult lesson, but you need to know how to write them. So make sure that you refer to the reference sheet in order to complete your homework, and the key will be posted online.